Welcome back to Kingdom Self Business. We're still on our series, The Meaning of Life, and answer the questions: who you are, where do you come from, what can you do, what's your potential, and where are you going? So now we started an exploration of the book, Fulfillment of Purpose, Your Access to Great Wealth and Happiness, right here, and we are on chapter 2. So let's go straight to chapter 2. And with me here is my audience, my children. So we'll be exploring chapter 2 of the book together. And the chapter 2 is titled Insight into Purpose. So this chapter gives you some insight into discovering your purpose. So let's see, what did we pick from chapter 2? Who can tell me anything? What did you pick from chapter 2? Yes?
James has a vision
For
his purpose.
For his purpose. Okay. James has a vision for his purpose. Now, it says, how do you speak with confidence and authority? Right? Samuel was able to detect that James has a vision for his purpose. Okay? I doubt if James really knew then, but Samuel was able to pick it up, right? Why was Samuel able to pick it up?
His purpose is to find the people's purposes, so he's been training.
So he's been training. So whatever you train upon, you develop what? You develop a spec for it. Once you hear it, you develop a spec for it. Okay? And what makes James to be able to speak out, prophesy that day at the soccer pitch? It was asked a question, but why was it different from Eric?
Because his own was to benefit humanity.
Yes, but why did he have that? Because he was exposed to an environment to think about purpose, about serving humanity. That's what made the difference. Eric, his parents did not expose him to an environment where serving humanity is the most important. But James was exposed to an environment through their own Bible study, through their discussion at home, through all the things he has been seeing in his environment, that serving humanity was most important. That was why he was able to speak like that at the soccer pitch. That's what made the difference. Okay? So we learned that your environment shapes your thoughts, shapes the way you think, right? And if you want to change the environment of a person, if you want to change the way a person thinks, what do? Expose them to a different environment. If you take a good person and expose that person to a bad environment, like a child, the child eventually becomes thinking bad thoughts. If you take the child from a bad environment of bad thoughts and you move the child to a good environment of good thoughts, eventually the child will be thinking what? Good thoughts. And that's why what? Who can tell me the reason why? You guys sit up. Tell me the reason why. Because the mind forms the habit. Hi there. I just want to take a moment to shout out to you, our viewers. If you are not yet a subscriber, I want to appeal to you to hit the subscribe button now. This will enable us to continue to make videos like this just for you. My promise to you is this: if you are a subscriber and you put in the comment section the kind of topic or video you want, I will go ahead and do a research and make a video just for you. That's my promise to you. Enjoy the rest of the video. God bless. Of whatever you are doing. So whatever you are picking up from your environment through your five senses, your sight, your smell, what you hear, whatever your environment is telling you, and telling you continuously, your mind picks it up. And when your mind picks it up, eventually becomes what? An habit. And when it becomes an habit, it now modifies your behavior, modifies your speech, It modifies what you say unconsciously. It modifies how you act unconsciously. Right? Those are the lessons we got from the book. And in case of James, he was trained through the habit of studying the Bible, meditating on the Bible, discussions at home, what should you be passionate about and all that. So that modifies the way he thinks and what he spoke that day. And James had a vision. Who can tell me something about that vision James had? He had a dream, right?
His dream was that there was people that the doctors had sent to this place called a hospitality, and the people was sentenced to death by the doctors, which means that their disease is incurable.
So what was that telling? What was that? Samuel picked that James discovered his purpose from that vision. So what was James' purpose?
To help people that were being tested to death.
To help people with incurable diseases.
Mm-hmm. To do what?
To survive.
Not only survive.
To tell everyone about what happened. To
help people with terminal diseases to do what? Sit well. To help people with terminal diseases to do what? To discover purpose and recover from their terminal diseases and being able to fulfill what they desire in life. That was his assignment. So people in terminal diseases, what happened to most of them? They have lost hope. They have lost hope that they are going to die because they tell them you are going to die in 6 months. That's what the doctors tell them. That's why they move them to hospice, right? They say, hey, you have 3 months to live. Let's be giving you palliative medicine, and you see the priest coming and saying and reading the Bible to them. After you die, where are you going? That's what they tell them. And James have an assignment to help those people that they have been sentenced to death to recover by discovering the purpose of their life and fulfilling it before they die. That was his assignment. Okay? So, and he talks about the primary responsibility of parents. Who can tell me? Primary responsibility of parents. Okay, let's... primary responsibility of parents.
Is to set up a good environment for the child.
Set up a good environment for the child,
Raise the child.
Raise the child how? Study the Bible. Why is it important to study the Bible?
God is saying.
Huh?
That they know what God is saying.
Why is it important to study the Bible?
It's a book of principles.
It's a book of principles, yes. That's one thing. It's a book of principles, yes. Because what you say, oh, I don't know what to do. What you are going to do in life is already in the Bible. How you are going to do it is already in the Bible. Where are you going is already in the Bible. So all the questions that people are asking, who am I? Where did I come from? What can I do? Why am I here on earth? Where am I going? All those questions are already answered in the Bible. So the more you study the Bible, the more you are exposed to yourself. Because everything is already in the Bible. The Bible is complete from A to Z. That's why I say it's the most important business book on earth. It's the most important purpose book on earth. The more you study it, the more you know about God and the more you know about yourself. Because God is in you. Okay? So, that's why it's important to study the Bible. What else? Okay. He said, train the children to follow after God. That's the most important thing that Samuel was going to do to his children. He said, train your children after God. And we remember that was God's confidence about Abraham, to train his children to follow after God. Why is it important to train children to follow after God? Because God is a God of generations. We learn in the Bible the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. God is showing us then. What we learn from that is that God is a God of generation. And we learn in the Bible that even what God was going to do to the children of Israel in Egypt, he already revealed it to Abraham. That's telling you that God is a God of generation. The whole of the Bible, the whole of the Old Testament in the Bible was a revelation about Jesus Christ. God is a God of generation. Jesus is called thou son of David. Why? Because God is a God of generation, right? So whatever God starts from somebody, it is not that person that God is looking at. God is looking at generations after him. When God started a work with Abraham, who was God looking at? Jesus. When God said, oh, Abraham, I've chosen you as a friend because you train your children after God. Who was God looking at? Jesus. And not only Jesus, and who? Me and you. So God is the God of generations. So while Abraham was feeling kinky that he's a friend of God, meanwhile, God was not looking at him. He was looking at him as what? As a vessel to be used what? To bring Jesus to life. As a vessel of what? To train people godly way, which is still going on today. That is what God is doing. God is a God of generations. Okay? And God is training us too to be what? Of generations. That's why God says the good of a man will be upon his children, upon children. Let me give you an example. Do you know, I told you my father had a very good friend. They are like brothers, right? So they did business together, you know. They lived in a particular area, Ajegunle, in Nigeria. But the other man, that is other friend, that is other brother, he was cunning. His behavior was not good, right? Years later, his son, one of his sons, wants to become a councillor, local government councillor. Do you know what they told him? They said, whose father are you? Do you know why people always ask? Who is your father? People always ask that. Who is your father? Before they do anything for you in this world, they will ask, who is your father? If they don't ask you directly, they will go and check it out. Who is your father? Why do people do that? Why do people do that? Huh? Who can tell me? They check who is your father because God is a God of generation. So whatever somebody do, is going to show up in his children, whether good or bad. So if they want to know whether you are going to be good, they go and check your father. If they want to know whether you are going to be bad, they go and check your father. And that's what happens. So they went to check his father. And they said, oh, his father is bad. He's going to be bad. So they did not support him. Do you know what they said? They said, if it were be the Ajibade Ajayi, if it were a son of Ajibade Ajayi, then we will support him. Because the two of them were friends, remember? Everybody knows them. So they said, oh, if it were his brother, Ajibade, then we will support him. Why? Because my father was good. Do you understand? So, and that's the way political positions are given to people. That's the way appointments are given to people. That's the way people receive favor. When they say people receive favor, and there are people are wondering, why is this person receiving favor? You know, it's because their father or their parents were good. Okay, so that's by the side. So Samuel knew James' purpose. How did Samuel know James' purpose? James declared prophecy, right, the day before, and now had a dream, had a vision regarding the assignment. Okay, how did Samuel know his own vision, his own purpose? Tell me, it was in chapter 2. How did Samuel know his own purpose? Had a passion, yes.
What if divine visit?
And what?
Divine visit.
What's that divine visit?
Visit.
It was James that had divine visit. Just Samuel. Samuel says his heart burns within him. So he had a passion for helping people to discover purpose. And whenever he sees a situation where it requires that people should know their purpose, his heart burns within him. What does that mean? My heart burns within you. My heart burns within me. What does that mean? Who can tell me? Have you seen a situation where you're supposed to do something? You're supposed to do something and you did not do it. And you start having a feeling of regret. Have you had that situation before? Immediately you are feeling, oh, I'm supposed to do this thing, no, I did not do it. Have you had that situation? Yeah. That's your heart burning within you. Who is making your heart to burn? God. That means God is telling you something. When people say, oh, how do I hear from God? God is always close to you because he always tells you through what? Through your heart, through your mind. And when your heart burns, it's like something like a feeling of, either a feeling of excitement or a feeling of regret. That's your heart burning within you. That's why everybody has a conscience. Your conscience tells you telling you strongly that you are supposed to do this, or, oh, thank God you did this. That's your heart burning within you. That's how someone knew his purpose. Okay? So it summarized that how do people know their purpose? You might have a divine visitation. Sit up. You might start thinking about something, like Samuel has a passion about something, right? Samuel has a passion about something, and you see your heart desiring something. When you desire something strongly, what does that mean? When you desire something strongly, it's probably related to your purpose. Because what? God puts it in your heart. He said God created man and put purpose in their hearts. So when people say, oh, I don't know purpose, it's in your heart already. It's in your mind. So if you search within your mind, you will know purpose. Because God already put it there. So when God created us for a purpose, he put that purpose in our life, in our hearts, in our system, in our talents. He put that purpose in it. So when you search within, you know that, okay. So being aware of what you are desiring, what your passion is, what your heart is saying, the circumstances you encounter, that makes your heart to burn, all those are indications that lead to your purpose. And it talks about what are hindrances. We talk about hindrances to purpose. Hindrances to purpose. Who can tell me hindrances? Hindrances. What are the hindrances mentioned in chapter 2? That hindrances to purpose. Mentioned in chapter 2. That is, what can cause you to not achieve purpose?
Money.
Yes, poverty. I always tell people, poverty is what? Poverty is a is a spiritual warfare. It's a spiritual result. If you win spiritually, you win the fight over poverty. Money, yes. What else? The Bible says the devil has come to what? To steal, to kill, and to destroy. And Jesus has come to what? Give you what? Life, an abundant life. So what else did he mention as hindrances to purpose in the society?
Vacation. Vacation.
Your what? Your what?
Vacation.
Vacation? What is vacation? It talks about lack of knowledge. It's an hindrance to purpose. God expects us to gain knowledge. You gain knowledge reading the Bible. Gain knowledge about what your heart is desiring. Go and search for it. Go and search knowledge. Go and read books about it. Go and do research on the internet about it. So lack of knowledge is an hindrance to purpose. Another one, no time to think. Yes, the devil makes sure that you don't have time to think. So he's always making sure that you have some busy schedule, hindrances This one will tell me, Lope, come and help me to do this. Lope, help me to do this. Lope, help me to do. At the end of the day, Lope is tired. You cannot even think about yourself. Bills. People run bills. Before they end up paying one bill, another bill has surfaced. Unexpected bill will surface. So they have to go and work hard to pay that bill. So they keep working in the rat race. They keep being in the rat race without having a time to think. So having no time to think is an hindrance to purpose. Because one of the greatest power God has given to man to fulfill purpose is what? Is to think. So if you find yourself busy all the time and you don't have time to think, perhaps the devil is trying to hinder you from purpose. You get it? So having time to think. Other hindrances, things that will obstruct your progress every time. You're always having obstruction to progress, right? Every time. Confusion about your talent and purpose. A lot of people are confused. In fact, majority of people are confused about their talent and purpose. Other people know their talent, they don't know their purpose, or they have a feeling of their purpose, they don't know their talent. Usually, when you know your purpose, you know your talent. But when you know your talent, it's not automatic you know your purpose. So that's why I always advise that people should know their purpose first. The talent is already there. It's not taken away. It's there. It cannot be. The Bible says the gift of man is unto repentance. It cannot be. God does not repent on your talent. He has given you the talent. God is not going to take it away from you. But what is the purpose of the talent is what a lot of people don't know. That's why purpose is more important than talent. Purpose is more important than talent. So if you know your purpose, automatically you will know your talents once you dedicate to pursue your purpose. Okay? And in the other chapters, I gave example of people knowing their purpose and thinking about, this is their predominant talent, and later they find out, this is not my predominant talent. Okay? So jack of all trades, you're busy with so many things. You do this one, do that one, and you never been able to master any one of it. It's another hindrance talent. And it gave some examples of financial freedom. Financial freedom is a way to be able to pursue your purpose by what? By being financially free. Being financially free. What's financial freedom? Who can give me a simple definition of financial freedom? Loye? Simple definition of financial freedom. How they define it in the book, say paying your bills with passive income. Paying your bills with passive income. So if you can generate a lot of passive income to pay your bills, you are financially free. What is passive income? What's passive income? No, your job is not passive income. Your job is active. You go to work. Passive means you don't work, money is just coming. Give me an example.
Illustrate.
What do you say? Say it now. Maybe you are correct.
Real estate.
Invest.
Real estate.
Real estate. Yes, real estate can be passive income because real estate, once you have it, if you can have a good management to manage it, that you don't have to be involved in it, it becomes a passive income to you. Okay? Investment in stock becomes passive income because if you are not actively trading, you are just doing investment. The dividends and whatever comes is a passive income to you. So whatever you do that you don't have to be involved in it is a passive income. And ultimate goal of going to work is what? Is to generate passive income. So when you go to work, that's why you have to have savings. According to the richest man in Babylon, you have savings so that your investment and savings can produce money for you without you having going to work. And that is why most people are not pursuing purpose, because they are not financially free. They know their purpose, but they don't have time to devote for their purpose because they are still paying bills. So financial freedom is very important. What are the instruments he mentioned that can be used for financial freedom? We mentioned real estate, investing in stock market, You mentioned, tax deferred and tax exempt instruments like Roth IRA. And he mentioned life insurance. Why is life insurance important for financial freedom? Loie, why is life insurance important for financial freedom? Why? Life insurance is important for financial freedom. Number one, life insurance ensures that your generation can pursue their purpose because the wealth is passed to your generation. That's number one. But a lot of people say, oh, I'm thinking about myself. I'm not thinking about my generation. Yes. The life insurance instruments they have these days also help you yourself to achieve financial freedom after investing in life insurance for a while. So that's why life insurance is very, very, very important. And it's most important to God. Why? Because it ensures your generations continue to pursue that purpose. And it says God is a humorous God. Who can give me the humor concerning purpose that is described in the book? God is a humorous God. What are the humor? God finished the work before he started it. Can you imagine? Somebody that has finished the work before he started it. Is that not humorous? He has finished the work and now say, okay, now I'm starting it again. Imagine you finish a book, just like I've finished this book already. Now I'm starting it. I'm starting it again. Is that not enjoyable? You already know the end, and you are just starting, and you are just laughing. You know? God is humorous. God responds to what you have been thinking. So God put the thoughts in you, and as you are thinking the thoughts, God responds to you. That's prayers being answered. Is that not humorous? God creates circumstances around you that exposes you to purpose. You are seeing it and you are saying, wow, I love this. Oh, I wish I had this. And God gave you circumstances to have it so that you can pursue purpose. God is humorous. He creates circumstances that reminds you about purpose, and it drops the desire in your heart. It drops the desire in your mind. So you are wondering, where does this desire come from? It was God that dropped that desire in your mind. Why? So that you can fulfill purpose. It makes your heart burn within you. We talked about that. And God also what? Gives you a partner that will help you. So me being your partner like this, teaching you how to pursue purpose, is part of the humor of God. Because it creates all those circumstances so that you cannot miss purpose. That's part of it. And that's part of the teaching we're giving today. Okay? So, finally, how do you know purpose from chapter 2, from what we have seen in chapter 2? How do you know purpose? You can tell me. How do you know purpose? Just to summarize.
You have a body in your heart.
Your heart desires. Yep. Revelation, divine encounters. It can come as a dream, can come as a vision. You say you just have an idea, or you have an intuition, or you have a gut feeling. All those things are described in Revelation. Okay? What else? The endowment. If you can be able to list your endowments completely, all the talents, all the gifts, including the circumstances around you, I always advise people to list it, because everything on that list is for your purpose. Your talent, your gifts, your parents, where you are born. I always say if you are born in America, it is for a purpose. Because you could as well be born in Gaza or born in one village in Africa. And there are so many people that were born like that. All those things are what? Are for a purpose. So your endowment, list them. And what? Then start thanking God for them. Know that it's a privilege. Thank God for them. And as you thank God, what? Ask God, what am I going to pay back? Your expectation. How do I pay you back for all this wonderful endowment you have given me? How do I pay back? Ask God. If you can ask God how to pay back, God will reveal your purpose to you. And be ready that when God reveals that purpose, you are ready to serve humanity. Yeah? Fear God, surrender to God, and serve humanity. If you can follow these steps, you know your purpose. Okay? And finally, he says, pray. Pray about it. And we're going to talk about understanding God's corporate agenda, which is very important to understanding your purpose and understanding also the devil's corporate agenda. You must not be unaware of the devices of the devil. Okay, so when you understand both, then choose God. Okay, so in chapter 3, we'll be talking about understanding God's purpose, God's corporate agenda. So I hope you enjoyed this one, our exploration on chapter 2, inside the purpose. In next video, we'll be talking about understanding God's corporate agenda, where we're going to deeper into knowing where are you from. Okay, that will make you to understand who you are. Remember to subscribe and always follow us on this channel. See you next time. God bless.